Comedian David Cross, you might remember him from Arrested Development and Scary Movie 2 from back in the day. Well, he thinks other comedians like Dave Chappelle and Bill Maher should stop complaining about cancel culture. Yeah, he thinks that if there's a certain group of people who are upset about the jokes you're making, they're so offended at the jokes you're making, that you should just give in to their demands and stop making those jokes. I say, suck my balls. David Cross appears to trash Dave Chappelle and Bill Maher for complaining about cancel culture. Comedian and actor David Cross slammed fellow comedians who are worried about being canceled, saying they bitch and moan. During a recent interview with MSNBC contributor and liberal pundit Dean Obadala for the liberal outlet Salon, Cross complained about certain comedians who are trying to brand themselves as heroes of free speech by railing against cancel culture. And as a comedian yourself, you should care about free speech, right? That's not a bad thing to care about. He specifically mentioned about comedians who make jokes about trans people, a dig that seemed directed at comedians Dave Chappelle and Bill Maher, who have courted controversy for not pulling their comedic punches against the LGBTQ community, and they shouldn't have to. Cross stated that they should just drop their cancel culture fight and stop with the jokes that hurt hundreds of thousands of people. During the latest episode of Salon Talks, the Arrested Development star and anti-Trump stand-up comic took aim at his colleagues, saying, "All the comics bitch and moan about, they're trying to cancel me for this joke I made. Most of the time, it's a nothing joke and it doesn't matter." You're right, it shouldn't matter. But there are weirdos out there who want to shut them down and make sure they can't work for telling jokes. It shouldn't matter. They're comedians. Further belittling comedians' fight against cancel culture, Cross stated, "And now you are positioning yourself as this bullshit voice of, they're not going to cancel me, you can't silence me, for what? Your dumb joke about trans people? Who gives a shit? Clearly all the trans activists who want to cancel him." He continued asking, is it that important to you? Just move on and not hurt, hundreds of thousands of people? No. Cross's dismissive account of certain comedians dealing with cancel culture seemed to overlook the consequences stemming from Dave Chappelle's anti-trans jokes, for instance. Chappelle's jokes have prompted venues to cancel his stand-up shows last minute and resulted in Netflix employees striking at company headquarters to get the streaming platform to remove his specials. Yeah, we all remember that. They will show up and protest his comedy shows. They want to get him shut down. They want to make sure he can't perform at these places. Right? That's cancel culture. They don't want him to be able to speak or tell jokes, do his job. Chappelle was even attacked during one of his LA shows in 2022. The attack happened amidst the campaign to cancel Chappelle, though no official connection between the attacker and aggrieved LGBTQ supporters was made. Yeah, that dude just ran up on stage and tried to fucking attack him. All right? But he's the one being violent with his words when someone actually ran up on stage and tried to attack him. Right, and then I think the guy got like stomped out backstage. You fuck around and find out. Obadala then asked Cross whether fans had ever come up to Cross after a show complaining about jokes, to which he replied, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. It was something where it was like the talking about the phrase the N-word or something, and this woman was black. She explained why that upset her, and I explained why I thought I was kind of defending it and the idea behind it." Cross claimed the two of them then came to an agreement after a longer conversation, but insisted he has no problem just dropping those kinds of jokes to appease sensitive crowds. He said, "And it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't affect me in any way to not do that line. So you're a coward. You're a coward. This person was upset at a joke you made, and she said she was offended, and you're like, all right, yeah, I just won't do that joke anymore. Where do you draw the line?" Okay, because I'm sure there's going to be other people that are going to be offended at more jokes you make in the future. Are you going to drop all those jokes? Are you going to drop the act altogether? Where do you draw the line? Can anybody just come up to you and say, "Hey, I thought everything you just said was offensive. I don't think you should say any of that anymore," and then just start over? It's absolutely retarded. Okay, because then you're not going to have comedy anymore. You're not going to be able to say anything, right? These people are just ruining comedy. You're not allowed to say anything because it's going to upset somebody. You're always going to offend people no matter what you do. Fuck them. All right, just let's make comedy great again, can we? And David Cross is a little coward bitch. But yeah, I guess that's about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you later.